welcome to autoX and welcome to the beautiful city of Udaipur. Now, if you guys remember at the 2024 EICMA Motor Show, Hero unveiled a bunch of new products and they're finally starting to see the light of day. First, we had the Zoom 160, and if you haven't seen our review video yet, well, there'll be a card above and a link in the description. But today, we have with us the all-new Xtreme 250R. Now, Hero claims this to be the fastest motorcycle in the segment, and you can already see with the styling that they've pretty much gone ham over it. So, what I ask is, does it have the go to match the show? Well, we've just spent a day with it, and here's our verdict. Alright, now if we start with the design, well, that's definitely going to divide some opinions. I personally really like it, but for some people it may look a bit overdone. Today, riding it out in the city, some people looked on in amazement while I felt others looked on in bewilderment. But it does have a bit of an Italian flair going on. You look at the pointy front end with the LED lights, you look at the wide tank shrouds, you look at the sculpted fuel tank and a stubby front end. It definitely has that Ducati Street Fighter-esque look going on, especially if you look at it from a dead straight angle. In fact, it has that skinny torso and thick booty look going on, and I really have to give props to the designers. They've worked hard on it, it shows, and they've even picked some really cool color options. You have 3 in total. You have a red, you have a stealth black, and you have this, a mix of light grey and neon green. Now this definitely is my personal favorite. It enhances the edges and creases around the motorcycle, but I'd love to hear from you. What do you guys think of the design? Tell me in the comment section down below. Now over that, you also get 17-inch wheels at the front and 17-inch wheels at the back. Now these are diamond cut alloy wheels, and I think they really go well with the overall design, especially with this paint scheme. But one thing which did bother me was around the sari guard area. You have this plastic panel which acts as a sari guard, which can be removed, but you have this humongous metal panel which kind of mimics a sari guard. So technically, you can't remove it without removing the number plate. So, and yesterday we did see one of Xtreme 250Rs with the number plate bracket off, and that really looked good, let me tell you. And it's sad that I won't be able to mimic that in a personal motorcycle, at least to be legal. Now let's move on to features, because it has a lot going on over there as well. So with a fast premium looking motorcycle comes some niceties in terms of features as well. Let's start with the front and we'll talk about these. You get Class D projector LED headlamps with LED DRLs, and if you guys know, Class D is the best in terms of illumination that there is. So that was something I really liked with the X-Pulse when they first offered it, and they're offering it here as well. Then you get dual channel switchable ABS, and we'll come to that when we talk about mechanicals, but for now that is something which will come really handy, and you don't want the brakes to interfere in times of hard deceleration. Then we get LED indicators at the front and at the back. Now, one thing I'd like to add here is that for safety, if you do have an emergency braking maneuver, the hazard lamps come on at the back, warning motorists coming behind you that you are in an emergency stopping maneuver. So that is a thoughtful touch, and I really liked it. And then we come to an all-digital LCD panel. Now this gets mobile connectivity. This gives you all the information that you need. It's crisp and clear to read. However, at this price point, if they had offered a full color TFT screen, that would have been something which really sent it over the edge in terms of appeal. In terms of the dual channel ABS as well, the interface isn't that complicated. Using the switch gear, and you can do it pretty much at any time. It's really easy to do. Alright, in terms of its ergonomics, well, you get a wide handlebar, you get a nice sculpted fuel tank which you can hold on to, you get a wide and long seat, and a seat height of 806 millimeters. So overall, what I thought was this is a pretty good and usable motorcycle for city roads. and over that you have a ground clearance of 167 millimeters, and we were riding it around in some undulated roads with some really big potholes. And what I have to say is that it definitely gives it some all-rounded capability, especially for tier 2 and tier 3 cities. One thing I did notice is that while you do get a comfortable upright position, it's difficult to get hunkered down if you want to get a little frisky. With that, the foot pegs are in pretty neutral position, and I would have liked it to be a little more set higher up in order to again get that feel and that leverage and really hunker yourself down in order to gel with the bike better in terms of sportier riding. That was something I felt it was missing. But one thing I do have to commend Hero on is the choice of handlebars. It's wide, and that does give you a lot of leverage when you're going into a corner and you want to tip it in even quicker. Finally, we come to the ride and handling. Let's start with mechanical specifications. Now, it gets a 250cc 4-valve double overhead camshaft single cylinder engine. It makes 30 PS at 9,250 RPM, and the peak torque of 25 Nm comes in at 7,250 RPM. Now, what those numbers suggest is that this is a peaky engine, and that feels like it. Don't get me wrong, it definitely has a meaty mid-end which will help you out in city, overtaking maneuvers and just general everyday stuff. But you really have to wring it out in order to get the best out of it. But with that comes vibrations. There are a fair few which you can feel across the RPM, especially at the top end. So while you will get the best out of this engine at the top end of the RPM, mechanical sympathy did not let me go all the way out, did not let me ring out the RPM all the way to the red line, and that is something I would caution viewers against. If you like a motorcycle that you can really thrash and will take the abuse that you throw at it in its stride, well, this may not be the best one for you. But for someone who wants an all-rounder, who wants a good city vehicle, who wants to do the occasional highway trips and definitely want to do some canyon carving, this is a really cream of a motorcycle. In the corners, you can keep it in the power band in one gear, and that really lets you get into the flow of things. And with that, of course, we come to the ride and handling, because I think this motorcycle's forte is its sporty riding characteristics. It feels taut, it feels light, it feels nimble. You can really throw it around, and that was evident as soon as I got in it. Maneuvering through the city is easy. You get to the hills or the ghat sections, it flows and it goes pretty easily. And of course, the engine definitely supports that characteristics. It is the kind of motorcycle that if you want a stretched out, comfortable, linear power band, this isn't for you. This is for those people who like a fierce bite as soon as you ring the throttle out. And that also shows with the claims that Hero has made. It is the fastest in the 0 to 60 and fastest in the 0 to 100, and they've even claimed it to be the fastest to its top speed. Now, of course, we can't verify that with scientific data equipment right here, at least in this short run we had today in Udaipur, but we'll definitely try and bring you that in a closed off environment. So overall, if I had to sum up the mechanical specifications and the ride and handling bit, well, this is definitely an engine which you have to get used to. You have to build the power. It is a motorcycle that likes to be in its happy place, and that happy place is between the 2 to 3,000 RPM mark all the way up to the 7 to 8,000. And with that, the handling is pretty precise. The structural rigidity really helped with me able to feel the bike a lot better in what it's doing, and that sort of communication made it a hoot to ride. Well, alright ladies and gentlemen, the new Hero Xtreme 250R. It is definitely a stylish vehicle but will divide opinions. It's definitely feature loaded, but it has a few missing features that I would have liked. In terms of its ride and handling, it does a lot of things well. It's an all-rounder, but it doesn't have one standout aspect. But in my opinion, it is a motorcycle that you should look at, especially if you're in the market for a premium 250cc motorcycle. But you guys need to tell me in the comment section down below what part of this motorcycle appeals to you, whether it is the design, the features, or the fact that Hero claims this is the fastest motorcycle in its segment. And thank you guys for watching. If you like the video, please do hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, well, it's my request, please do so. It really helps us out and really encourages us to bring you more content faster. My name is Karan Mathur. Thank you guys for watching.